In a world teeming with faith and spirituality, where millions turn to religion for solace and guidance, there is an alarming trend that threatens to undermine the sanctity of belief. The rise of false prophets and self-proclaimed miracle workers is a grave concern that deserves our attention. This video delves into the disturbing reality of false prophets, who exploit the faith of their followers for personal gain, often at the cost of their victims' emotional and financial well-being. The warning about false prophets is not new. It can be traced back to biblical times. In the Bible, there's a verse that says, "Beware of false prophets, who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves." Matthew 7:15. It's a prophetic statement that has become increasingly relevant in recent years, as we witness a surge in individuals claiming divine authority, while indulging in deceit and manipulation. False prophets have proliferated in recent years, luring scores of believers into their churches, only to siphon their money, abuse them emotionally and psychologically, all while leading lives of luxury and opulence. These charlatans promise miracles, prophecies, and divine blessings, exploiting the vulnerability and devotion of their followers. One of the most poignant examples of this exploitation is the story of Cheryl's Ondi. She vividly recalls how she and other young girls were lured into a congregation called the Jesus Dominion International Church. What seemed like an opportunity for her singing career quickly turned into a nightmare of sexual abuse. Zondi was convinced that the pastor possessed heavenly powers that could destroy her, perpetuating her silence and fear. Cheryl Zondi's brave testimony encouraged many other victims to break their silence. In 2017, special forces of the police arrested the pastor responsible for her abuse. Zondi's ordeal highlights the tremendous courage required for survivors to speak out against their perpetrators. Moreover, it sheds light on the societal challenges and expectations that survivors face after disclosing their stories. Prophet Shepherd Bushey, known as Major One, claimed to possess miraculous powers, including the ability to cure diseases and make people wealthy. Congregants flocked to him, bringing cash, phones, and valuables, seeking his divine intervention in their lives. However, these miracles came at a steep cost, as many lost their life savings, cars, pensions, and education funds. In 2019, Bushey was arrested for fraud and money laundering, but managed to flee the country, leaving behind a church run by trusted lieutenants. Uncle Solomon Ashams, a fearless journalist and advocate, has emerged as a vocal opponent of religious charlatans in South Africa. He exposes their fraudulent activities on television and his blog, tirelessly working to bring these false prophets to justice. Ashams recognizes the urgent need for accountability in religious institutions and encourages survivors to come forward and seek justice. In 2017, the Cultural, Religious, and Language Rights Commission conducted an investigation into criminal organizations operating within churches. The commission interviewed hundreds of church leaders and victims, providing recommendations for proper oversight. Regrettably, these recommendations were largely ignored by political leaders, who, in some cases, sought to gain political support from these churches. The rise of false prophets is a pressing concern that threatens the spiritual and emotional well-being of countless individuals. As we have seen through the courageous efforts of survivors like Cheryl Zondi, and advocates like Uncle Solomon Ashams, it is crucial to shed light on these issues, break the silence, and seek accountability for those who exploit the faith of others. False prophets must be exposed, and justice must prevail, not only for the victims, but for the integrity of faith itself. It is time for a revolution, to end the reign of false prophets, and protect the vulnerable. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share and subscribe.